Howdy. I decided to do Dr. Winnie Hallwachs for my Spotlight ecologist. Dr. Winnie Hallwachs is a tropical ecologist that primarily focuses her studies in the United States and Costa Rica. In this photo with her is her husband, Dr. Daniel Jansen. So, who is Dr. Hallwachs? She is a leader in ecology and conservation efforts. Her studies started back in 1976 when she received a Bachelor's of Arts degree in biochemistry at Princeton. Shortly after, she enrolled in Dr. Jansen's Habitat and Organisms course at the University of Pennsylvania. She then volunteered with Dr. Jansen on a trip to Costa Rica. Since then, she's received multiple awards, including Award for Improvement of Costa Rican Quality of Life in 1993, Award to Guanacaste Dry Forest Conservation Fund in 2003, and she's also written a couple of books that allowed her to be the winner of the National Outdoor Book Awards in 2006. She also has several insect species that have been named in her honor. What is most impressive about Dr. Hallwachs is her lifelong commitment to her goals. Her first project was in Costa Rica, and it involved observing agoutis for thousands of hours to learn about their impact as seed hoarders and the details of their seed dispersions. After 5 years, she expanded her focus to achieving tropical forest restoration. Dr. Hallwachs has been serving as the vice president of the Guanacaste Dry Forest Conservation Fund since 1997, with her husband, Dr. Jansen, as the president. Through the GDFCF, Dr. Hallwachs is able to work in 4 different ecosystems of Costa Rica: the marine, dry forest, cloud forest, and of course my favorite, the rainforest. The GDFCF has been busy being leaders in several ecology and conservation effort areas. The first area is doing bioinventory of the Area de Conservación Guanacaste, also referred to as the ACG. The goal of this project is to identify all organisms existing in the ACG. They currently have the largest collection of 5-legged insects in the world, with over 47,000 species found and documented. Through her work in the GDFCF, they have acquired over 74,000 hectares of recovering dry forest that had been previously decimated through farming practices. The GDFCF also contributes significantly to the BioAlpha project that was launched by presidential decree in 2019. BioAlpha aims to intensively know the species, where they live, what it needs to survive, and obtain a molecular analysis known as DNA barcoding. The GDFCF also assists the ACG with biomanagement by managing sectors of land, providing funds and resources for repairs, facility upgrades, and 4-wheel drive vehicles. Realizing that Dr. Hallwachs couldn't do this alone, she made education for biodevelopment a large part of her goals also. She uses community engagement by integrating non-damaging goods and services. The GDFCF and the ACG also developed the Programa de Educación Biológica and Marine Bioawareness to aid in the biocultural restoration process. Dr. Hallwachs also participates in innovative research projects such as predatory and prey relationship between jaguars and sea turtles, and the habitat and dietary needs of neotropical migrant birds. I decided to spotlight Dr. Hallwachs because she embodies the work that I hope to do someday, and Costa Rica was the place that inspired me to start my academic path in ecology and conservation. I assume that Dr. Hallwachs and I have that in common, since that's where she chose to funnel her conservation efforts after visiting there in 1978. She practices selflessness by donating award money to her causes to make sure there's funding to keep projects moving forward. She uses the area as a living classroom to promote understanding and a sense of pride and guardianship of nature. She focuses on connections and social integration between humans and nature in one ecosystem, instead of separating them as we do here in the Americas.